YouTube, it's Darling Craftolate here with another video. Yay! And this is my Shouting with Raven episode 14 Q&A, and I'm actually going to have a huge long update at the end of this video about my channel and me basically, so please stay tuned for that. I am really excited about these questions. I couldn't answer all of that, so I tried to get to as many as possible. If I didn't answer your question and you really want to know the answer, feel free to PM me. I'm going to go ahead and get started with some common questions, so let's go. So some of the common questions I get PM to me or they're asked often on my videos, so I thought I would answer those first. First question I have is, what camera do I use? I just use a Nikon Coolpix L24. What editing program do I use? I actually use Windows Live Movie Maker. Nothing fancy. It came on my computer. I've been getting questions about my new avatar, and my new avatar, I actually used Paint, the program Paint on my computer, and I created it. It probably took a whole day to make. It took a really long time, lots of zooming in and stuff like that. Another common question that I get is, how do you pronounce your username? And I don't always get this on my videos. I sometimes get it on other videos, so people are giving me shout outs. They're really worried about it. So how you pronounce my username, you pronounce it Darling Craftolate, and you say Craftolate like you would chocolate, and it just depends on how you pronounce chocolate. Like, some people have accents and stuff like that, so that's absolutely fine. Now on to the questions that were given to me, and I'm going to try to answer these as best as I can and as fast as I can, and give shout outs on the screen for all the amazing people who asked me questions. So the first one is from Chocolate Cupcakes, and she asks, what is your favorite clay to work with and why did you start YouTube? I would say I prefer to work with Primo, although I like all the other different brands of clay for different reasons. Fimo and Sculpey 3 are definitely a close second, but I mean, I've only worked with the three really. I started YouTube at first, I would say out of boredom and out of envy. I really want to get involved in the community. It just seemed like such a fun and welcoming place, and I was definitely right. I was really inspired by everyone who's already uploading and everything, so I thought, why not? I really want to share my crafting with everybody. The second question is from Kawaii Lullaby, and they ask, what brand of clay do you often use and which one is your favorite? So as I said, I don't really have like a huge favorite, but I do prefer Primo. I use them though all equally. I just prefer to go for what color of clay I want to use rather than the brand that I want to use, just depending. Is a macaron? Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. And Dancing Turtle A2 sort of had the same question, so I'm going to answer that one. Why did I start claying, or what got you into making things out of polymer clay? I would say at first I was really into resin, and I saw on YouTube that many people who did resin also did clay, and I really liked the idea of clay, and I really wanted to give it a try too, because you can make so many different things with it. Crafty Girl 765 and the Fluff Ball sort of had the same questions, so I'm going to answer them together. What is your all-time favorite craft to do or make tutorials of, etc.? I would say that I don't have a favorite craft of all time or anything like that. I have more favorite crafts in the moment while I'm doing it. So my favorite current craft right now would have to be polymer clay. For making tutorials, I would say that my favorite is polymer clay, just because I think it's easier. Like, I feel like I'm very knowledgeable with knitting and crocheting. However, I don't feel like I could explain it well enough to somebody else, because that's a lot in your own head and stuff like that. I Am Crazy Yeah asks, had you ever done this sort of stuff, clay, etc., before you started on YouTube? Before I started YouTube and the preparation, you know, the earlier in that month or whatever, making items for YouTube, I didn't really do any resin or clay. The only crafting I did was like all the crafting stuff I did in school. I sewed, knitted, crocheted. I also used to sketch and doodle, paint and stuff like that. I really didn't get into any polymer clay or anything like that, or resin. Crafter239 asks, where did you learn to crochet? Well, I actually learned how to do a single crochet when I was a lot younger, but from my mom, because I was the one she knew. So I knew how to do that and make a whole bunch of different things just with a single crochet. When I was older, I actually really wanted to try knitting. So I bought a book and I learned from that actually, and from on YouTube. And I just kind of taught myself. And then after knitting like that, I decided to do some more crochet, and I learned all the other different kinds of crochet styles and stuff like that. And now I find that now that I do both, they both kind of help each other out. Like I'm better at one because I'm also better at another one. And I think that they have fostered each other in my mind, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. Crafty Rachel 321 asks, how long have you been doing clay? Well, I've actually only started doing clay, I think mid-March this year. I didn't do as often as I was more focused on resin. I actually only made like the fewest items, like kind of working on every now and then. I didn't really get serious about it until April because I was so focused on resin at the time. I would say almost 4 months, like 3.5, so not for very long. ANC123 Charms asks, how do you do all those cool effects, like showing pictures and the rainbow background? I actually create all the pictures for my backgrounds using either Paint and or PowerPoint, like going back and forth, and I take screenshots and stuff like that of my new backgrounds and stuff like that, and I use them as pictures. So that's how I get like the really pretty backgrounds, I guess. And for like the cool effects and stuff, that's just my editor. I can't take any credit for that. Nellie Inna asks, I really want to start making charms, but what should I start with? What should I make first? Oh, this is a really hard question because I still consider myself a newbie at clay. Like I don't think I'm like a professional or anything, but I'm gonna try to answer this one as good as I can, I guess, as best I can. I would say don't feel too much pressure when you first start because you are really new. Everything is not going to turn out perfect your first time. If it does, please let me know because I am crazy jealous. I would start making items that you have sort of a reference to, whether it be a picture or it'd be a tutorial you're following, because it's something to kind of tangible that you can see and being able to replicate it just to kind of get your skill down until you're really comfortable. Not saying like you should only ever make things other people have made and stuff like that. I just find that if you do tutorials, you learn a lot of different techniques and you can kind of find what works for you because everybody crafts differently. Not everyone does it the same, and you can kind of shape it into how you would, if that makes any sense. I would say like once you get more comfortable working with the clay, because just getting to know the different textures, your preferences and stuff like that is huge. So there's going to be a lot of trial and error, but after you feel a bit more comfortable, don't just stay in the comfortable level. I would say continue to challenge yourself because that is just going to make you better. The hugest thing I'd have to say is take your time. When I first started, I used to kind of rush because you get just really frustrated. You just have to slow down and take your time. It's not a race. Taking a lot of time and care and effort into making one creation, it'll come out way better than if you rush to make it because you're trying to get it perfect and stuff like that, and if you're rushing, you're just gonna get frustrated and upset. So I would say like even for me, the biggest turning point was just taking time on one specific item. It may not be like realistic to take that much time, but you will be so much more happier with the results, and you'll find you'll get faster at those things that you took your time to do in the future. Jiggly Mochi asks, how did you get into resin and how did you find out about it? So I think I'd answered this before, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to try answering it again. I got into resin at first because I wanted to make glass beads, and then my hopes and dreams were crushed when I found out that it was a huge kind of startup cost to get everything for it. So I had also come across resin when I had been searching that up on the interwebs and on YouTube, and I just thought it looked really cool. and something more realistic for me to try for the cost and everything. Hasaki Azuki asks, what's the first thing you've ever made out of polymer clay? What was the best, funnest, and hardest, took you the longest to make? The first thing I made out of polymer clay, I don't even own anymore, so please don't even ask me to show them. I actually only had white clay to start with just because I wanted to see if I liked it, and I made a polymer clay octopus and I painted it red or blue or something, and I made the peas in a pea pod. And then I would say that the best thing I've ever made, I don't know, I can't choose a favorite. It's like choosing, or the best, it's like choosing your favorite cat or something. I can never do that. I can't even choose a favorite teddy bear or anything like that, even when I was younger. I just feel like the other ones will be jealous. Well, the longest item that took me to make would be my carousel for lovely crafting ladies. It took me 2 days overall. The funnest thing I would say is making all the pens. They do take a long time too, but they're definitely my favorite thing to make. The hardest I would say would have to be pretty much every single chibi I've ever made. They're all really hard. They take so long and require so much patience. I have lost count of how many ones I just end up squishing out of frustration sometimes, because I've spent hours on it and then they fall onto the carpet. K-Pop and Kai asks, what/who inspired you to start crafting? Is there a craft you enjoy doing more than others? Do you have friends or family that also enjoy crafting? If so, do you enjoy crafting with each other? And do you share craft ideas with each other? For my early crafting years and stuff like that, definitely my mom and my family. Even when we didn't have a lot of money, we used to paint rocks and stuff like that. So I've always enjoyed crafting and doing crafts in the community. I was in art club growing up and stuff like that. So I was always really crafty, I would say. That got me catapulted into it as an adult. I definitely say there's many YouTubers who inspired me. I would try to list them, but then I'd miss someone and I feel really bad. As I said, I don't really have a favorite craft. I explained that earlier. My mom used to crochet a lot. My sisters also enjoy crafting, and sometimes they join me. My youngest sibling, who is 11 years younger than me, she actually just turned 14 a couple days ago. She actually started her YouTube account, and hopefully will be uploading eventually here. Her username is Mini Craftolate, and I would love it if you guys would go and subscribe to her. I think it would really make her day, and I'm really excited for her first video. She'll be making all of her own items and stuff. The only thing I'll be helping her with is the computer stuff, and I'm really excited for her to be kind of sharing this YouTube-ness with me, so it gives me a little bit of time to spend with my younger sister over the summer. I would say that we don't really share crafting ideas with each other. More, we suggest things that we think the other person might enjoy doing, and kind of vice versa. My good friend Cheers Charms asks, is your opening pre-record or do you record it every time? And this is sort of an inside joke. I actually re-record it every single time. I don't have a pre-recording of it. It just happens that it sounds almost the exact same every time. And I used to have a really cheesy one that I used to get made fun of from my family. If you go back in my really early videos, I say it's darling Craftolate, like chocolate here. And I say it's sort of like that. I don't even know. But it's really embarrassing. So I changed it and I've just kind of stuck with it since. Now for the really long update, and I'm really sorry. I'm going to try to get through this as much as I can. I have some really sad news. Because of life, financial, family reasons, etc., drama, I am not going to be on YouTube as often. The last 2 weeks, some things have sort of came to light, and that's why I haven't been online very much, and I thought I'd talk about it just a teensy bit. It's kind of personal. But I'm not going to be online as often or uploading or getting to watch as many videos, and I'm really sad. I'm going to try to upload as often as I can and try to watch as many videos as I can just when time permits. I mean, I have to go back to work and stuff like that, so I won't be again having as much time for YouTube as I would have liked. These last almost 4 months have been absolutely phenomenal for me. However, they also have been very stressful. I don't think I've slept very much. I've just been crafting and stuck on my computer, and I kind of need to get back into life and stuff and get caught up on everything. I'm just so behind on life. It's kind of insane. So I do apologize for that, and I'm really, really sad because I've been having so much fun in the just being part of the YouTube community. So I'm going to still have my shows, just probably not as often. And that makes me really sad because I had all these plans for my channel, my collab channel and everything. And unfortunately, some things aren't going as planned, but I'm still going to be here, just not every single day, unfortunately. Now to go over some other things, I mentioned that my trades are closed in my other video. They are, and that is because of the financial strain it has given on my life and stuff like that. Like, it is very, very expensive for me to ship. I've spent so much money on shipping. It is insane. So the trades that I do have going on right now, I have messaged everybody to delay or cancel or something, or change them up a little bit, just because of the financial reasons. Like, I don't have any time to make anything. Some of the people I've already discussed with them, so that is totally fine. Like, what we just talked about is totally okay. But as I said, like, they are closed. Don't ask me, because I feel really bad saying no. And all the people that I said, maybe when they open, like, it'll be a really long time, because I don't know if and or when my trades will open. And I would love to trade with everybody. Just unfortunately, for cost reasons, it's really not a really good idea for me right now. An update on my giveaways. June's winners, Joy Goblin Arts, her package will be sent out on Monday or Tuesday, and that has to do with, you know, me just getting caught up because I was gone this previous weekend, and also just like I've edited so many videos this week for like all my package openings and for LCL. Like, I do have some of the prizes that I was unable to return and stuff that were going to be part of August's giveaway that I'm actually going to send to you as extras because it's taking me so long to ship. I usually don't, and I just feel really, really bad. It's just because I've just been so busy, and I hope that makes up for it. For Cheers Charms, her and I are just sort of talking about it because we want to do a trade too, so that will be later down the line, and we've discussed it. For July's giveaway, it is still open. There will be no more increase your chances of winning, just because the prizes I have are the prizes I'm going to give. Like, for the clay choices, that is no problem for me to go get, but I am unable to get any extra prizes for that. For August, unfortunately, I'm not going to have an August giveaway. I just don't think it would be fair, because I'm not going to be online very often and or uploading very often, and I really can't afford for another shipping expense, unfortunately. But I hope to have more giveaways and contests in the future. I'm so sorry. So if you guys missed July's giveaway, go check the description box and enter that, because I would love if I could get some more entries, because I just love watching the videos and everything. So please enter. I would love it, since I'm not going to be having an August one, so I'd really like it if you guys would enter. What to expect on my channel right now, I guess. The next video is going to be the pen tutorial. It'll be up at the end of July and or the beginning of August, and that's the pen tutorial that won the vote. Just to wrap things up, I know I talked a lot, and yeah, this is like a super long video. I want to say sorry again. I'm so grateful to all my subscribers. You guys are absolutely amazing. I cannot believe, like, I'm getting pretty close to 300, and that's just phenomenal to me. I can't believe all the kind words people have said to me, and all the amazing things that have been sent to me, and everything like that. Like, I have really enjoyed my time here on YouTube, and hopefully I will have something special when I do hit 300 subscribers. I don't know what you guys want that to be. If you have any suggestions, leave it in the description box down below, and I will see you guys all soon. Until then, bye!